Welcome everyone. In this video I am going to deal with second chapter of microeconomics, that is consumer behavior. So in this video I am going to deal with normal and inferior goods, second one substitute goods and complementary goods. So in previous videos you studied about law of demand. Law of demand explains the price and demand, which means the relationship between price and demand. What is the relationship between price and demand? The relationship between price and demand is opposite. When price increases, demand decreases. When price decreases, demand increases. When other things are being constant. So while we analyzing law of demand, we took only major determinant, that is price. We took major determinant price and demand, and we analyzed that law. But what happens or what else happens when we take other determinants of demand apart from price? So these are also determinants of demand. Okay, normal and inferior goods, substitute and complements, these are also determinants of demand, not only the price. Price is also one of the major determinant of the price, demand, and we took that price and we analyzed how that price can influence demand. So here in this video I am going to take, these are the two determinants of demand, and analyze the demand and analyze the relationship between these two determinants. Okay, first I will take income. What is the relationship between income of the consumer and demand of commodity? Remember what we analyzed the relationship between price and demand. We did not analyze the relationship between income of the consumer and demand of the good. So here I am going to deal with relationship between income of the consumer and demand of the commodity. Okay, remember, when income increases, when consumers' income increases, demand will also increase. Suppose I am earning more income. Suppose my income is increased from 100 rupees to 200 rupees. I will demand more and more goods. If I have 100 rupees, I will be having less demand. If my income increases, I will get or I will purchase more and more units of goods. Which means when consumers' income increases, demand will also increase. At the same time, when income decreases, what happens to the demand? Demand will also decrease. This is the everybody will experience in their daily life. When anybody's income increases, obviously they will purchase more goods. When their income decreases, they will not purchase more goods, they will purchase less goods. Which means when income is increasing, consumer will be demanding more and more goods. When income is decreasing, consumer will be demanding less amount of goods and services. Which means, what was the relationship between price and demand? There is opposite. See here, when price increases, demand for good. When price increases, demand for good decreases. When price decreases, demand for good increases. That is opposite relationship between price and demand. See here, price is going up, demand is coming down. Price is coming down, demand is going up. that is opposite. This is opposite relationship. Opposite relationship between price and demand. But what is the relationship between income and demand? Income and demand relationship is positive, which means direct relationship. Both will move into the same direction. See here, income is increasing, demand is also increasing. Income is decreasing, demand is also decreasing, which means income and demand will move into same direction, which means they are having positive relationship, which means they are having direct relationship between direct relationship. But price and demand, they are not having direct or positive relationship. They are having opposite or negative relationship. Okay, so here you have to understand what is normal good and what is inferior good. Income effect for demand is positive. When income increases, demand also increases. When income decreases, demand also decreases. Which is, income effect is positive for demand. See, you have to, right now you have to understand two types of good. One is normal goods and inferior goods. Okay, I said positive relationship or positive effect or direct relationship between income and demand. Here we categorized two types of goods, normal good and inferior good. Normal goods are those for which income effect is positive. I will write it very clearly here. When income increases, demand also increases. When income decreases, demand also decreases. There are some goods in the market for which, when consumer income increases, demand for those goods will also increase. And when consumers' income decreases, their demand also decreases. Those goods are called as normal goods. What is the example? What are example? You can see, I can give plenty of example. You can see mobile. When consumers' income increases, demand for mobiles increases. When consumers' income decreases, demand for mobile also decreases. You can give bike, car. You can give plenty of examples. When income of the consumer increases, demand for these goods also increases. When income of consumer decreases, demand for these goods decrease. So, when this rule, for which goods this rule applies, those goods are called as normal goods. Normal goods are those for which, when consumers' income increases, demand for those goods also increases. When consumers' income decreases, demand for those goods also decreases. Those goods are called as normal goods. There are some goods in the market, for them, for those goods, even income effect is not positive. See that those goods are called as inferior goods. I will write the meaning of inferior goods here. When income increases, demand decreases. When income decreases, demand increases. For which good this rule applies, those goods are called as inferior goods. I will repeat it again. Inferior goods are those for which when consumers income increases demand will decrease, and when consumers income decreases demand will increase. What are those goods? See here examples. What are the examples for inferior good? Low quality food items. Low quality food items. See here how inferior, this is an example for inferior good. When consumers income increases demand for low quality food also it will decrease. When consumers income increases demand for this good, any low quality food, demand for this good decreases. ಓಕೆ, ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಸೈಕಲ್ ಲೋ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಫುಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲೋ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ಫೀರಿಯರ್ ಗುಡ್, ನನ್ನ ಸೈಕಲ್ ನನ್ನ ಆದಾಯ ನನ್ನ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾದಂಗ ಸೈಕಲ್ದು ಒಂದು ಬೇಡಿಕೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ನನಗೆ ಇನ್ಫೀರಿಯರ್ ಗುಡ್. ಯಾವ ವಸ್ತುನು ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಇನ್ಫೀರಿಯರ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ನನ್ನ ಆದಾಯದ ಮಟ್ಟವನ್ನ ಅವಲಂಬನೆ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ನನ್ನ ಆದಾಯದ ಮಟ್ಟವನ್ನ ಅವಲಂಬಿಸಿರ್ತೈತಿ. ನನ್ನ ಆದಾಯ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸೈಕಲ್ ಇದ್ದದ್ದು ನನಗೆ ಇನ್ಫೀರಿಯರ್ ಗುಡ್. ಯಾಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನ ಆದಾಯ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾದಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತೈತಿ, ಅದು ಆದಾಯ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾದಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ವಸ್ತುಗಳ ಬೇಡಿಕೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಬೇಕು. ಯಾವ ವಸ್ತುಗಳ ಬೇಡಿಕೆ ಆದಾಯ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾದಾಗ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಇನ್ಫೀರಿಯರ್ ಗುಡ್. ಏನು ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾದಾಗ ಯಾವ ವಸ್ತುಗಳಿಗೆ ಯಾವ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಡಿಮಾಂಡ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ ಅಂಥವುಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಇನ್ಫೀರಿಯರ್ ಗೂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಈಗ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ನನ್ನ ಆದಾಯ ಈಗ ಸೈಕಲ್ಗಳು ಯೂಸನ್ನೇ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಜನ. ಈಗ ಜನರ ಆದಾಯ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾದಂಗ ಸೈಕಲ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಬೇಡಿಕೆನೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದರ ಬಳಕೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗೈತಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಇನ್ಫೀರಿಯರ್ ಗುಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಸದ್ದ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ನಾವು, ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇನ್ಫೀರಿಯರ್ ಗುಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೆ ಇನ್ಫೀರಿಯರ್ ಗುಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ನನ್ನ ಆದಾಯ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾದಾಗ ನನ್ನ ಬೇಡಿಕೆ ಸೈಕಲ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ. ಅದ ನನ್ನ ಆದಾಯ ಏನಾದರೂ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಯ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸೈಕಲ್ ನನಗೆ ಇನ್ಫೀರಿಯರ್ ಗುಡ್ ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ನನ್ನ ಆದಾಯ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಯ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಸೈಕಲ್ ಇದ್ದದ್ದು ಇನ್ಫೀರಿಯರ್ ಕೂಡ, ನನ್ನ ಆದಾಯ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆತಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಸೈಕಲ್ ಇದ್ದದ್ದು ನನಗೆ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಕೂಡ ಆಗ್ತೈತೆ ಅದು. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ಫೀರಿಯರ್ ಗುಡ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಜನರ ಆದಾಯ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾದಾಗ ಬೇಡಿಕೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ, ಜನರ ಆದಾಯ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆದಾಗ ಬೇಡಿಕೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗ್ತೈತಿ. ಇಂಥ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ವಸ್ತುಗಳಿದ್ದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಒಳಗ ಅವುಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಇನ್ಫೀರಿಯರ್ ಗೂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಇನ್ನು ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಜನರ ಆದಾಯ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಕತಿಲ್ಲ ಅವುಗಳಿಗೆ ಬೇಡಿಕೆನೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಬೇಕು. ಯಾವಾಗ ಜನರ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಕತಿಲ್ಲ ಡಿಮಾಂಡ್ ಕೂಡ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಬೇಕು. ಯಾವಾಗ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗತಿಲ್ಲ ಆಗ ಡಿಮಾಂಡ್ ಕೂಡ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅಂತಹ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಬೈಕ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಕಾರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್. ಈಗ ಅಂಬಾನಿಗೆ ಬೈಕ್ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಗೂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅವಂಗ. ಯಾಕಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನ ಆದಾಯ ಮಟ್ಟ ಹೆಚ್ಚೈತಿ, ಅವ್ನ ಬೈಕ್ ಇದ್ದದ್ದು ಅದು ಇನ್ಫೀರಿಯರ್ ಗೂಡ್. ಅವನ ಆದಾಯ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾದಾಗ ಅವನ ಬೈಕಿಗೆ ಇರುವಂತ ಡಿಮಾಂಡ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ನ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಬೇಕಾಗ ಅವ್ನು ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಗೂಡ್ ಯಾವ್ದಂದ್ರೆ ಹೆಲಿಕಾಪ್ಟರ್. ಯಾಕೆ ಹೆಲಿಕಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನ ಆದಾಯ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾದಾಗ ಅವನು ಹೆಲಿಕಾಪ್ಟರ್ ತಗೊಳಕ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಅವನ ಆದಾಯ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾದಾಗ ಅವನು ಬೈಕ್ ತಗೊಳಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ ತಗೊಳಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆತನಿಗೆ ಅದು ಇನ್ಫೀರಿಯರ್ ಗೂಡ್. ಅದು ನಮಗ ಬೈಕು ಕಾರು ನಮಗೇನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಗೂಡ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಆದಾಯ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾದಾಗ ನಾವು ಆ ಬೈಕ್ಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಆ ಕಾರ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಡಿಮಾಂಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಜನ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಗೂಡು ಇನ್ಫೀರಿಯರ್ ಗೂಡ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮೇನ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ಅವರ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್. ವೆನ್ ಅವರ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ some good for us some goods become inferior good. ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಬಹಳ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಗೂಡ್ ಇನ್ಫೀರಿಯರ್ ಗೂಡ್. ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಗೂಡ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಡಿಮಾಂಡ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗ್ತೈತಿ. ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಗೂಡ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ವಸ್ತುಗಳಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿಮಾಂಡ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗ್ತೈತಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿಮಾಂಡ್ ಕೂಡ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗತ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವ ವಸ್ತುಗಳಿಗೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಹ ವಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಇನ್ನು ಇನ್ಫೀರಿಯರ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಆದಾಯ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವ ವಸ್ತುಗಳಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಇದ್ದದ್ದು ಹೆಚ್ಚಾದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಬೇಡಿಕೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಕತಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಬೇಡಿಕೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಇನ್ಫೀರಿಯರ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ಇದಿಷ್ಟು ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ಫೀರಿಯರ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂಗ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಇಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್. ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಇಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ there is a positive relationship between positive or direct relationship between when income increases demand also increases, when income decreases demand also decreases. So ಇಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಆರ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಅಥವಾ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಇನ್ನು ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ inferior goods and demand of the inferior good is opposite relationship. You can see the definition here. When income is increasing, demand decreasing. When income is decreasing, demand is increasing, which means this is opposite relationship or negative relationship between income and demand of the inferior good. So this is done, normal and inferior good. And second point is price of related goods or price of related good. This is also one of the determinant of demand. Price of related good means there are two types of goods. In related goods there are two types of goods. One is substitute goods and another one is complementary goods. So here we are analyzing price of substitute and complementary goods and what happens to the demand with price of related goods, which means price of substitute goods and price of complementary goods. Let us examine what is the relationship between substitute goods and demand of the goods. See here, what are substitute goods? Substitute goods are those which can be used instead of another good. That is called as substitute goods. One good is used instead of another good. Examples for substitute good is tea and coffee. They are, tea and coffee are both substitute goods. Tea can be used instead of coffee. That is substitute good. So what are substitute goods? One good is used instead of another good. That is called as substitute good. Here, what is the relationship between price of substitute goods and demand of the good? See here, if the price of tea increases, what people will do? People will shift to the coffee. And the demand for coffee increases. Why demand for coffee increases? Because the price of tea increase, people will substitute tea for coffee. Then the demand for coffee increases. Then if the price of tea decreases, then the demand for coffee, if the price of tea decreases, remember, if the price of tea decreases, then demand for coffee decreases, which means both move into opposite direction, which means price of substitute goods and demand of goods will move into opposite direction, which means they are having opposite relationship. Okay, then second one, complementary goods. Complementary goods are those which are used together jointly, which are consumed together, Examples for complementary goods is tea and sugar. Sugar ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರೋಗ ಅಲ್ಲ, sugar ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಕ್ಕರೆ. Okay, these goods, they are, here there are two goods. One is tea and another one is sugar. These goods are used together at the same time. Tea and sugar is used and at the same time. Tea means tea powder. Okay, here if the price of tea increases, tea powder, if the price of tea increases, then demand of sugar will decrease. When price of tea increases, demand will obviously decrease. When the price of tea decreases, demand for wood or sugar will increase. So this is the relationship between complementary goods and substitute goods. Okay, what we explained so far: normal and inferior good, income effect, and substitute and complementary goods, which means both these goods together is called as related goods. Okay, so this is what we explained so far. So if you have any queries regarding this particular topic, just ask me in WhatsApp. Thank you.